Parliament because this afternoon the minority there says the Attorney General is repeatedly violating constitutional provisions through his rampant trial of suspects in the public through press conferences and other government accountability series. According to the legal counsel to the minority NPP and MP for Swami, John Darko, the Attorney General is tainting judges because they go to court with prejudiced minds due to his label of suspects as guilty. John Darko says Dr. Dominic Ayeni is engaging in populism and biased press trials. My colleague Christian Yali is there for us, and we're connecting with him right now in terms of details. Christian, what is prompting this stand by the minority?
The Job 600 building, where the minority has been addressing as their main issue and concern has been the manner in which the learned Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, has been going about his duties and engaging in what they have described as a biased media or press trials of persons who are assumed or presumed to be suspects for various wrongdoings and scandals. According to the legal counsel to the minority, who is also the NP for Swami, John Darko, the Attorney General has been on a deliberate agenda over the period to resort to trying suspects in the media, in the public, without recourse to the constitutional provisions. The Constitution stipulates, among many other things, that a suspect is innocent until proven guilty. They are of the view that the Attorney General, as of now and at this moment, has rather changed and swapped this provision and made it one person is guilty until proven innocent rather. And so that has been the situation. That has been what the minority has been speaking against. And according to John Darko, Eric, he is also of the view that this move by the Attorney General over the period is leading to a situation where judges are being tainted, because he's of the view that these judges are also human beings, and with the AG repeatedly engaging in these media encounters, and even the recent one at the governance accountability series, it is one that is indeed going to affect how the judges get to think about some of these issues, because they will end up going to court with prejudiced minds. Let me try to see if I am able to get him for a quick interaction on this issue. And so John Darko is the lead counsel to the minority, and I want to see if I'm able to engage him briefly to get his immediate thoughts, really, why he believes the Attorney General is maybe on a wrong path by engaging in these repeated media encounters. And so I'll try to see, okay, he wouldn't want to talk to us now, but that is the argument that he is making. He is also asking the media to more or less refrain from just, publishing anything the Attorney General puts out there, and probably resort to more of, fact checkings to ensure that whatever the AG is saying could be the truth. But one thing that he maintains is that the minority is not against accountability. The minority is not against justice delivery. If anything at all, he believes that there have been instances where some members of the ruling government have been more or less exonerated and not made to go through the full rigors of the judicial process. He cites some examples, for instance, the Bank of Ghana governor, the current governor, Dr. Johnson Esiama, and then talks about the current finance minister as well. And it's of the view that, if anything, charity must begin from home. If anything, the NDC should be seen to be pursuing accountability from all fronts and also dealing with their own people, and not only members of the opposition party of the NPP or past officials of the former government. So these are some of the things that the minority has been saying concerning the manner in which the Attorney General has been prosecuting some cases. cases. Back to you in studio, Eric.
All right, then, Christian, thank you very much for those details. That's my colleague Christian Yale is seeking to get John Darko to engage on these matters and some of the concerns he's been raising as with regards the Attorney General and the open commentary on matters before the court or yet to be taken to the court. We'll return to Christian as and when he's able to get John Darko to engage with. But right now, we're still on matters relating to Parliament, only this time the Public Accounts Committee, Kemini.
Indeed. Now, the committee has resumed sitting on audited accounts of government agencies. The Ghana Tourism Authority has been answering a number of questions on financial impropriety. Currently before the committee is the energy, is the management of BOST. And let's take you there live now.
Is NPA here? Okay, because I didn't say NPA. I said National Petroleum Authority. Can you introduce yourself to the committee, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. My name is Sheila Ado, Acting Deputy CEO of National Petroleum Authority.
Mr. Chair, my name is Ayi Zakaria, Director Finance, NPA.
Mr. Chair, my name is Michael Entry, Head Budget.
Where is your CEO?
Honorable Chair, the CEO is also out of the country. Almost all the petroleum heads are having a meeting outside the country. So GMPC and then MPA, the chief executives are out of the country.
Okay, let's look at your financial performance. Yes, just one over here. The next exchange income, why did it go down that low? What happened? What is your net exchange income and how come it's low?
Mr. Chair, it is as a result of the depreciating cedi in 2023. Some of our revenue lines are denominated in dollars. So we lost on due to it. We had exchange losses as a result of the depreciating cedi.
Madam,
No, our expenses.
you said as a result of the depreciating, why did you said some of your revenue were in USD?
Yes, madam.
And
It
if
is-
you,
Your
if your
expenditure is
Your
denominated-
expenditure,
yes,
rather.
Yes, please.
what kind of expenditure do you quote in dollars?
We have a Madam, this is a comparative distance comparing 2022 to 2023, and the interest.
So I'm only asking,
Yes,
what kind of expenditure do you denominate in dollars? You said yes, you had some, and I said, what kind of expenditure under MPA is in USD because of the losses you said you incurred as a result of the cedi depreciating?
we have a dollar account with our operating bank, And
what kind of expenditure? Because you said you made payments, and I'm saying what kind of expenditure do you make in USD?
we had we have expenditures in USD, but that will not come into the income surplus account. In 2023, we're constructing our head office building. That was dollar denominated. So in making the payments, we convert the dollar to cedi in order to pay to the contractor. So the cedi equivalent gave us
in making
losses.
payments from cedi, from dollar to cedi.
To cedi, yes,
and
please.
if the cedi you said was depreciating, you should get more cedis.
No, we paid more cedis for the same dollar equivalent.
You said you have a dollar account and that you made payments from the dollar account.
No, but Madam,
Honorable Chair,
just take your time and
Honorable
tell us.
Chair, I think the explanation is, one, they have some revenues dollar denominated. When the cedi depreciates, they get more. But for their expenditure, when the cedi depreciates, they spend more. And one of the expenditure was the head office, which was dollar denominated. So with the depreciation of the cedi, what they have budgeted for, if they have budgeted maybe a cedi to dollar, 11 cedis, and at the point of payment, it has depreciated and it's 16 cedis, it means that they are paying 5 cedis more. And this is why the expenditure went up. So when the dollar cedi depreciates, it makes costs go up. But for revenue, you get more. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, what we are talking about is net exchange in income. So receipts coming in.
So it is, so per their system, net exchange income is because they have always assumed that at the end of the day, the exchange should rather give them an income. But in this case, because expenditure went up, they are going to make a loss instead of a gain. So this is the balance.
Yes.
So it is how they term it. In some cases, when you anticipate, I'm not speaking on this, I'm actually speaking as an accountant. In this instance, it depends on how you capture it. If in your account, you always have assumed that you make exchange gains, then you assume it as your income, other income. But this one, they have assumed it as gain almost every time. But this time around, because of the losses they made, it becomes a loss, or rather reduces as compared to the previous year. So that's the explanation I want to give.
Madam.
Yes, Madam. Madam Chair. Yes, Madam Chair. Yes.
Does the minister work at the MPA?
He doesn't. And then to give more detail to what.
No, I'm coming.
Yes, Madam. He doesn't work with MPA.
He doesn't work with the MPA.
Yes, Madam.
So what he's told us explains the net exchange income.
Yes, Madam.
Oh, Madam, and you just confirmed that there were payments.
Yes, Madam. Yes, Madam. Can I add something?
Okay, let me come in. I'm not a madam, but let me come in here.
Now, from PAC, let's head back to Parliament, where the Legal Council Minority Spokesperson on Legal Matters and MP for Swame, John Darko, is saying that the Attorney General is tainting judges because they go to court with prejudiced minds due to his label of suspects as guilty before a trial. John Darko says Dr. Dominic Ayeni is engaging in populism and biased press trials. Now, let's take a listen to John Darko.
We've called you here today to convey through you to the people of Ghana the Learned Attorney General's press prosecution of some Ghanaians. By this press persecution, the Attorney General has violated his oath to be fair to all manner of persons. By his press persecution, the Attorney General of Ghana has violated a very core constitutional provision in our criminal jurisprudence. You saw me, or you heard me read Article 19(2)(c). This particular provision is about fair trial, and the Attorney General, by his press persecution, has prejudiced this all-important constitutional provision. Under the guise of a so-called accountability series, the Attorney General of Ghana has blatantly violated the privacy rights of persons involved in his investigations. Since assuming office as the Attorney General, the Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayeni and his team have gone to town with all manner of very serious allegations against the people he is investigating. And these allegations are put in the media even before, in some cases, the people are even arrested and charged, or in most cases, even before the charge sheets are filed in the courts. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, this media trial, or press persecution as I put it, creates in the mind of an ordinary Ghanaian the guilt of the persons under investigation, even before the court actually pronounces the person guilty or the otherwise. The AG has turned upside down the well-established criminal jurisprudence of, quote, innocent until proven guilty, unquote, to, quote, guilty until proven innocent, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, in the case of the Bufferstock CEO, the Attorney General referred to his investigation in a very sensational manner, calling it Rumble in the Jungle, certainly to create the impression of the guilt of the accused person.
And that's John Daku. He speaks for the minority on legal matters. But we're staying on the House a lot longer because the Parliamentary Select Committee on Works and Housing has summoned the contractor working on the Dansoman Sea Defence Project to appear before it and answer questions regarding the project's progress and quality of work. Nearly 11 months after construction began, members of the committee say they are dissatisfied with the pace and standard of work and are calling for a comprehensive review of the project. The committee is expected to meet the contractor in the coming days to demand explanations on cost variations, technical delays, and the overall progress of the project. Let's speak to the chair of the Parliamentary Committee on Works and Housing, Vincent Asamoah Opong, is joined us via the phone. Honorable, I appreciate you speaking to us. What are the main issues that have come to light? We understand you visited the project site, reason for which you're asking that the contractor appears before the committee.
Thank you very much. Yes, we visited the site yesterday, the committee. Fortunately for me, I had all the senior members of the committee with me, most of them very, very technical. And but I was so happy when I heard the contractor was a Ghanaian-owned company. The company was a Ghanaian-owned company. So I was so happy. And once we got to the site, you could see that the level of preparations, and if you look at the work done so far after almost a year. The contract was awarded last year, 2024, December 2024. Looking at the work that has been done on site, some technical issues, we believe that he could have done better. Also looking at the contract sum, which was dollar denominated, and then look at the work that they are supposed to execute. About 5 kilometers of the solar is supposed to be protected. And before that, we had gone to water regions to look at a similar project, and looking at when they started, and then looking at the work done so far, and the number of kilometers they are supposed to cover, and then looking at the cost component as well, we believe that there are a lot more questions to ask. We that beg for answers. So all that we said was that I had a previous experience where we visited one site, we were not satisfied, and we invited the company. They came to explain some few things, and we asked them to go back to site. And then we said we're going to visit the site after 6 months to see what was going on. But after we went back in 6 months, we found they were too quiet. They done a good job after 6 months.
Right, and so you're trusting. You're trusting that meeting the contractor again could result in a similar instance which you cited. But I just want a bit more details in terms of the cost component you speak of. And you mentioned that you were there with a lot of the senior members of the committee who are quite technical. Is it the understanding that per the project cost and the level or the quality of work we're seeing, there is no correlation or correspondence as to what has been handed out to the contractor?
I believe seriously that we expected more than what we saw yesterday. And in fact, we couldn't exhaust all the issues on site, because if you look at even the office that we have on over there, it wasn't very conducive enough for members to interrogate all the issues. And we were also thinking that looking at the technical ability of the contractors, and their very first time of executing such a huge contract, we were also thinking about what sort of procurement and the technical issues, where they assess their technical ability, how do they settle on that construction firm. So all these issues are issues that cannot be determined at the site. So all that we are saying is that we need to interrogate further how they're able to come by that contractor, and then most of the issues will come to bear. While we are not choosing anyone, we have to open up to the press so that people at least can have some value for money after the project. So we need to interrogate the issues and do it very well. So that was the conclusion. It's not a chairman's decision, it was a committee decision. That is what we are going to do. So after this side, we invite them, we assess all the issues, and then later we'll give them, if it is satisfactory, all that we are doing is that, it's not always the fact that have they been paid, how much have they paid for the mobilization, and what they have done, is it commensurate with the work that they have done on the site. All these things, we need to assess it, but we couldn't have done it on site. Right. So we need further and better particulars in order to come to certain conclusions.
Right. Two quick questions from me, then I allow you go. In terms of this meeting, when are we expecting it to come off? And then perhaps secondly, we know this is not the only sea defense project currently under construction. There are others along the Volta area as well. What is the progress of work there as well, if you can provide us with some update?
I believe that Blekuso, when we paid a visit there, it was a consensus decision that the contractor was doing well. And, they've been able to build some groins and securing some shoreline. And, basically, you go there, you see those things. But it's completely different from Dansoman. Right. Because we're expecting that the number of groins, 6 of them, the coastal line, should have been better than what we saw yesterday. So these are the reasons why we want to interrogate further, and then we'll come to conclusion. Because some people were also saying that the shoreline in Blekuso is quite different from Dansoman, because at Blekuso, if you look at the sea over there, it's a big valley. So the deposit is more rapid compared to Dansoman. Right. So we need to interrogate all these things. But I must admit that the committee was not very satisfied with what we saw yesterday. And we believe that if it is a part of government not paying them, or it is the fact that technically the company executing the project is not up to the tax, then we can also come out with our report, and then the media will also know what is really happening.
Right. Honourable, I appreciate you speaking to us. That's the Honourable Vincent Opon-Asamoah, is the chair of the Works and Housing Committee of Parliament. We'll look forward to that meeting and then bring details of it to you as and when it happens.
Now, the Accra High Court has rescinded a bench warrant which was issued for the arrest of the NPP Ashanti Regional Chair, Bernard Njubwe-Siakon, for failing to show up during the hearing of his case. Lawyer for Chairman Wuntumi, Andy Apiakubi, explained to the judge that he was to blame for the miscommunication to his client on the time of the hearing. Chairman Wuntumi has pleaded not guilty to charges of assignment of mineral rights without approval and purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operation. He's on a 15 million cedi bail with 3 sureties. Lord Eduasare is joining us from court with a bit more on this story. Lord, what else can you report?
Well, Kemini, it's been an interesting day in court, drama basically, because when the case was called, Chief State Attorney from the prosecution side sought explanation from the court as to why Chairman Wuntumi and then his lawyers were absent when the proceedings began. But the presiding judge in the matter asked them to focus on the business of the day, which was supposed to be the CMC, Case Management Conference. Now, the prosecutor indicated that they were supposed to have filed some disclosures, but due to some challenges, for example, she indicated that one of the witnesses was out of the jurisdiction, and so they couldn't get the witness to sign off on their witness statement, for which reason the whole filing of disclosures had delayed. Now, afterwards, the presiding judge indicated that the court was issuing a bench warrant for the arrest of Wuntumi because he was absent without reason. He hadn't notified the court as to why he was absent together with his lawyer, and then the case was adjourned. Now, shortly after the case was adjourned, we noticed or that Chairman Wuntumi came in the presence of his lead counsel, Andy Apiakubi. They strode into the court. They seemed a bit confused as to what was happening because they were communicated to that the case had been heard, it had been adjourned, and then there was a bench warrant on his client. So they quickly filed an application to be reheard, and once the judge came out of her chambers, he first of all apologized to the court and indicated that the fault was his because there had been a miscommunication. He indicated that he told Wuntumi that the case was going to be heard at 10 a.m., and that was the reason why they came to the court around 9:50-something. Now, the judge indicated that regardless of what the situation was, at the last time they were in court, when he was granted the bail, no time was given for when the hearing would start. And so the judge was expecting that they would be in court at 9 a.m., because that's the time that normally hearings begin. And that's why the warrant was issued for his arrest. But after considering what the lawyer for Wuntumi said, she rescinded the bench warrant for his arrest and then added some warnings to him that he's supposed to be present in court at all times, regardless of whether he is with his lawyer or not, because he's the accused person and the person of interest and not his lawyer. And so the case has been adjourned to November 4, Kemini, and when we turn up in court on November 4, we'll be finding out if the prosecution had filed their disclosures, and then we'll continue from there.
Very well, Lord. Thank you so much for the report. Lord Eduasare is our court correspondent, bringing us the very latest on that Chairman Wuntumi case at the Accra High Court. We'll take our very first break here. When we come back,